Hello there. Welcome back to Originality Check, where we take a look at a park's coaster lineup and we grade it based upon originality. To do this, we will be giving each coaster in the park 3 requirements for originality. Requirement number 1 being that the coaster originally opened at the park, it was not relocated from another park. The second requirement is that the coaster is not a clone. And the third requirement is that it is an original name, meaning the name of the coaster has never been used before by any other park or coaster. So 3 points possible per coaster. At the end of the video, we will add all these points together and we will grade the park's originality. For this episode, we are going to do Six Flags America, which is technically my home park. I know I call Hershey Park my home park all the time, but we don't talk about that. The reason why I'm doing Six Flags America for the next episode of this series is because I did a video about this back in 2021 where I looked over the originality of all the coasters at Six Flags America. My grading system was a lot different for that video back then, so I'm going to now go back to Six Flags America and grade its originality based on this current grading system we have. I feel like the current grading system we have for this series is a little bit more accurate and a little bit more lenient towards parks in their originality. So let's see if Six Flags America can score any better with this new system. Now before we go diving into this video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'm watching you. Also make sure to give the video a nice big thumbs up. Help the channel fight against the YouTube algorithm. Now what do you want, dude?
Hello Ryan, I am the YouTube algorithm. I come to you this evening with a gift just for you.
Wait, for me?
Yes, Ryan. I've been very rough on you and your channel lately, so I would like to make it up to you. Here you go.
Huh. That's really nice of you, dude. Thank you.
Oh my god, he actually fell for it. Wait, I was joking.
Six Flags America opened as an amusement park in 1982 as Wild World, later being renamed to Adventure World in 1992, and renamed again in 1999 to Six Flags America. Six Flags America has had a total of 12 coasters in its history. So that gives Six Flags America 36 possible points for originality. Let's get right to it. We're going to go in order from the oldest coaster to the newest coaster. First up is Wild One. This coaster originally opened at Paragon Park back in 1912. It wasn't until 1986 until this coaster was relocated to Six Flags America, or at the time it was Wild World. And to this day, it is the oldest operating coaster in the Six Flags chain. So we know it's been relocated, it's not original to the park, so no check mark there. It's not a clone, so we get a check mark there. And it is an original name, so check mark there. So 2 points for Wild One. Up next is Great Alonso's Cannonball Coaster. This was the Molina & Sons kiddie coaster, nothing special about it. It did originally open at the park, however there are a few clones of it, so no check mark there. But it is an original name, so 2 points for Great Alonso's Cannonball Coaster. Up next is Python, opening at the park in 1993 and operated until 1998. This was an era shuttle loop coaster, and it was relocated from Six Flags Great Adventure, so it did not open originally at the park, many of these were made, so it was not a clone, and many other coasters used the same name as Python. So Python strikes out, 0 points. Up next is Mind Eraser, opening in 1995, operating until 2022. The coaster is technically standing but not operating now, but we're all pretty sure it's going bye-bye. So did Mind Eraser just erase its own mind? It was a Vekoma SLC, debatably one of the worst ones out there. It did originally open at the park, so check mark there. There's many of these made around the world, so it is a clone, no check mark. And the name has been used many times, so not an original name. 1 point for Mind Eraser. Up next is Roar. Opening at the park in 1998. This is GCI's second coaster that they ever made, and is currently their oldest operating coaster. Roar did originally open at the park, so check mark there. When it first opened in 1998, it wasn't a clone. However, in 1999, at Six Flags Discovery Kingdom, a clone of this coaster was made. So for a while, it was a clone, but in 2016, the Roar at Discovery Kingdom got the RMC treatment and was renamed to Joker. So as of right now, Roar is no longer a clone, so I'll give it a check mark there. As for the name, the clone this coaster used to have was also called Roar, but it got renamed, so Roar is an original name. So 3 points for Roar. Up next, Two-Face The Flip Side, operating at the park from 1999 to 2007. This was a Vekoma inverted boomerang. There were many of these made around the world. It did originally open at the park, so check mark there. It's a clone model, so no check mark there, but it has an original name, so check mark there. 2 points for Two-Face. Up next is Great Chase, opening in 1999. This is a Zamperla family coaster. It did originally open at the park, so we got a check mark there. It is a clone, no check mark, and the name has been used before, so no check mark. So 1 point for Great Chase. I just realized that I have my audio recording software still open up in the background, so enjoy that background, I guess. Actually, this is... Up next is Joker's Jinx, opening in 1999. So the park had 3 new coasters in 1 year. That's Six Flags for you. All sorts of interruptions today. Wouldn't be a video of mine without an appearance from Bulby. How you doing, buddy? Crawling around my desk, making a lot of noise. Yeah? Can you be good for me? Stay a little still. Make a little less noise for me. I'll let you all get a lick from Bulby. Here you go. You've been blessed. I hope my focus isn't all messed up now. We'll see. So Joker's Jinx was a Premier Rides launching coaster, also known as a spaghetti bowl. It did originally open at the park, so check mark there. A few of these have been made around the world, so it is a clone, no check mark there. But it is an original name, so 2 points for Joker's Jinx. And after 1 year of getting 3 new coasters, the next year in 2000 they got another new coaster, Superman, the Ride of Steel. This is an Intamin Mega Coaster, or Hyper Coaster. It did originally open at the park, so check mark there. Is it a clone? Technically it is a clone. The original version of this opened at Six Flags Darien Lake. However, the version at Six Flags America is a mirrored version of it, so it's technically not a full clone, even though it is mirrored. I'll give it half a point. The name, not original. So 1.5 points for Superman Ride of Steel. Up next is Batwing, opening in 2001. This is a Vekoma Flying Dutchman model, or as I like to call it, a shake and bake, because the ride shakes you around, and if the ride is on 2 train operations, after being shook around, it bakes you on the brake run, facing straight up into the sun. Batwing did originally open at the park. It is a clone model, X-Flight or Firehawk for the same coaster, but it is an original name, so 2 points for Batwing. Up next is Firebird, or Apocalypse, when it was opened at the park. This opened at the park in 2012. This coaster was originally a stand-up coaster and was converted into a floorless coaster in 2019. This coaster did originally open at Six Flags Great America in 1990 as Iron Wolf. And this was B&M's very first coaster too. So we know it's not original to the park, so no check mark there. Is it a clone? Patriot at California's Great America is kind of similar to it, but there are some subtle differences, so I'll go ahead and give it the check mark here. The original name Apocalypse was not an original name, but Firebird, that is an original name, so check mark there. So 2 points for Firebird. Up next is Raging Cajun, opening at the park in 2014. This is a Rivershun spinning coaster. It opened originally at Six Flags Great America under the same name, Raging Cajun, then was moved to Six Flags America in 2014, so no check mark there. This is a clone model, there's many of these around the world, so no check mark there. And the name is also not original, so Raging Cajun strikes out. Wait. That's it? The last coaster that they had added to the park was 2014? The last coaster that wasn't relocated to the park was back in 2001, Batwing. It's been 22 years since Six Flags America has had a coaster added to its lineup that wasn't relocated from another park. Alright, so we got all of our points right here. Let's bring them all together. 18.5 points. Do a little math here, and Six Flags America has 51% originality in its coaster lineup. Honestly, I can't say that I'm surprised that the park scored this low, given the video that I did on it back in 2021, but I think this gives us a better perspective of how original the park is as a whole. Six Flags America has so much potential. It's in between Baltimore and Washington, D.C., and not too far from Richmond, too, so there's a lot of potential guests that this park can cater to. And I just don't understand why Six Flags is not investing more into this property, because I think that this property could be so much more than what it is currently. I'm not saying it's a bad park, but it's still on the lower tier for Six Flags parks, and as a park in general. Celine Boussoul, turn this park around for us, please.
Nope.
Well, that's a wrap on this episode of Originality Check. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll catch you guys in the next loop. See ya.